Good morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the CollaborativeU TV. Today's broadcast is brought to you by the CollaborativeU, where we are excited about this new season, this new year. We're excited about the jumpstart of CollaborativeU TV, and we're excited about helping you, future entrepreneurs and thought leaders who are interested in monetizing your income or monetizing your knowledge. The perfect thing for you is the Arise and Build 5-course masterclass that comes with a huge bonus for those of you who may have missed our grand opening and virtual ribbon cutting. Oh my goodness. Dr. Charles Perry, the Arise and Build masterclass was absolutely amazing, and you'll get that as a bonus for free. So for those of you who are looking to monetize your income, this Arise and Build bundle is perfect for you. The power of vision, converting your knowledge into an asset, minding your business, the power of passion, and change. Change is absolutely necessary. You can get that bundle today at bit.ly/Arise 2020. That's bit.ly/Arise 2020. So we are going to, now that we've paid the bills, we're going to jump directly into our interview. Oh, look who's here. We're going to welcome to today's show the network marketing guru. I'm going to call him that. That's what I'm going to call him today, because he's going to give the absolute, how do you say, the details, all of the details, the behind the scenes look at network marketing. For those of you who are first time entrepreneurs, a lot of times network marketing is one of the first places that you look to kind of get your feet wet. And so we are excited about this interview because we're going to give you some tools and some things that you can use to make sure that when you make the decision on which organization, if you go that route, you can choose effectively. So welcome to the broadcast today, Alonzo Moore. How are you this morning?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Awesome. I hope you got a chance to share the broadcast. For those of you who are looking, share the broadcast, go to the CollaborativeU TV, or you can even go onto my page, share the broadcast, start a watch party, because I promise you, somebody's going to want to hear this information. So Mr. Moore, I call you Coach Moore. Tell us a little bit about you and how you got into network marketing.
Well, my story is lengthy, but I'll give you the shortened version of it as well. Can you hear me okay?
I absolutely can.
Okay, phenomenal. Okay, great. Now, my background, ladies and gentlemen, was in IT. Okay, so I've worked IT for about 26 years, 27 years, around there. And one of my first jobs was AT&T. That wasn't my first one, but actually my second job in IT. So I worked at AT&T in the IT field. I made a lot of money. Okay, let's be honest. I was a young fellow. I was pulling in about $75K a year on that job, and actually, we got a bonus check every year, and it was profit sharing. I thought it was phenomenal to get a $15,000-$20,000 check every year, and I was just blown away. So I thought I had arrived, and I was making some money. And I was a go-getter, so I went out and got another full-time job, and I was working on a government contract in IT again, and I was earning around $95,000 a year on that job. So you could imagine the type of income that I was making was just phenomenal. And network marketing came across my screen because my brother and his wife, they were into networking, and I know they were doing Amway at that particular time.
Oh and my gosh, so you dating yourself with that Amway.
They were doing Amway, and I seen the pitfalls, and I seen what they were going through, really trying to get that business up and going. And I didn't want any parts of network marketing at all. And my thing was, I'm not selling anything. I don't believe in it. I'm not doing it. It's a pyramid. Do not ask me anything else about that again.
Right.
Lo and behold, fast forward now, they switched over to another company. And, I noticed, and I was like, oh, okay, interesting, another company. But I was still making money. And I remember we got invited. I was at AT&T out of Dulles Corner, Virginia, here in the DMV. And I never forget, we were invited to the airport to meet the CEO. Now we're going, why is a certain group invited to the airport to meet the CEO? So we came out to the airport to meet him, Dulles Airport, right? So we're there, and he tells us we're being outsourced. Okay, didn't have the nerve to come to the corporate office to tell us. He just met us at the airport to say, "Hey, you guys are being outsourced." Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so we got outsourced. It was crazy, and I'm like, wow. I thought we called the company Big Blue, what we called AT&T. I thought I would be at AT&T forever. I was going to retire. This was my company. I was done. Didn't happen, ladies and gentlemen. Before that, I worked for another company. I got outsourced from that one as well. I was at Atlantic, which is Verizon now.
Before you skip over that, though, I think that's really an important detail, because a lot of people do feel like companies, you're with a company, or you have in your mind that you're going to join a company and stay with it and retire, like your mom did or your dad did back in the day. But honestly, like you said, that is not really how things are going today. Absolutely not.
Well, it's really not, D. It's not. It's crazy out here. Here's what I found out. The last company I was with, I can't mention the name for various reasons, but it was a mortgage company. They did mortgages and stuff like that, mortgage loans, stuff like that. But I won't say the name. But I can say this for legal purposes. That is, I was with that company. I'll get back to my story, and they did away with our pension.
Wow.
Okay, I was with the company about 10 years, 10, 11 years with the company.
Wow.
And, I'm not a young man anymore, although I think I'm still young. But now they did away with our pension. And I'm going, why am I working here? People had worked there 15, 20 years, some 10 years as well. And I'm going, pension, why would they do that? This is a Fortune 500 company. Why would
Right.
they get rid of the pension? So it hit me, and I'm like, man, there's no safety net here. You got to take care of yourself. So network marketing was always a good option. And I can say this, those two jobs I had, my brother and his wife, they retired themselves from their jobs working network marketing. So I knew the kind of income they were making. So I was at home. I mean, they was at home and I was at work, getting from job to job out here in this murderous traffic,
Right.
and dealing with that. So I became open to network marketing because of circumstances that happened to me in my life to make me realize I need to do something else. Even though I was making a lot of money, but I was trading time for dollars.
Right.
Okay, instead of trading dollars for time.
And that's been, I think that's like one of the as you get older, you realize, that my time is a lot more valuable, and a lot of these companies are not going to pay me my value and my worth. So you begin to look for something different. Now, you mentioned that you had your brother and sister-in-law, right?
Yes.
They were in network marketing. You saw what it did for them, and so that was one of the reasons why you tried it. Did you reach out to them and work with them initially, or did you kind of branch out and do something on your own?
No, no, no. They would always invite me to the meetings, right? And I wouldn't go. And this particular time, I called my brother and I says, "Hey, man, you guys having a meeting this week?" He says, "Absolutely." I says, "Hey, I'm coming. I'll be at the next meeting." And so they were excited. They know if they got me, I was a go-getter, and they know I was going to charge hell with a squirt gun, And lo and behold, I went to that meeting. I saw a lot of people, dressed professional, and there was a lot of people in the meeting. The room was electrifying. The energy was there, and I met some gentlemen at that particular time. It was four gentlemen. They were making more than I was making a month than what I was making in a year. So big bank takes little bank, and I had to listen. I'm like, well, just success leaves clues.
Yeah, and I like the fact that you said your brother and sister-in-law, they kept inviting you. You kept turning them down, but they kept inviting you. And I think that's, for those of you who are in network marketing, this is a true testament to, you just sticking with the fact that eventually, sometimes when people say no, it doesn't necessarily mean no. It just means
No,
not now, because
that's
right
right.
now they're feeling secure in what they have. But as you can see, things change. I mean, and especially in the climate we're currently in, things are changing even more rapidly. So, don't get frustrated with the person you may have invited, because they may have a change of heart. Okay, so we got to fast forward. So now you're in network marketing. Tell me now. I know your brother and sister-in-law kind of introduced you to that particular group, but when you became mature in the network marketing industry, how did you decide where to go next?
Well, I had some great mentors over the years, people that I'm still good friends with right now. And I'm always being a sponge. I'm still in learning mode. You never stop learning. So, I was always looking to learn more. And by learning more, I started figuring things out, and I would listen and take notes. And I'll be honest with you, I learned how to evaluate a company. I learned how to evaluate a business opportunity. Is the biggest thing that a lot of people don't know. How they go off raw emotions, and it just looks good, it sounds good, and you know what? Anybody can make it look good and sound good, but behind the scenes, what is it, and what are your variables that you need on your checklist to say, hey, I'm going to join this opportunity. So there's certain things that I've learned to look at when viewing a company, when vetting a company, and I look at timing, positioning. I look at if it's a product-based company, I'm looking at the efficacy of the product. The number one thing that I'm looking at is leadership. Leadership is so very important. A lot of people in network marketing, what they do, D, is they sign up with somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, and their upline doesn't know what they're doing. And then it duplicates again. They go up another level, they don't know what they're doing. So, it's like blind leading the blind, you all fall in the ditch.
I was just about to say blind leading the blind, but I don't want you to skip over something, because the first thing you said you look at is like the timing of the company. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, you know, um, just my opinion and what I've learned and what I've seen and what I've been taught. Um, each company is different, but typically, I always said this, and my mentor told me this. He says, Alonzo, you can't make monumental money in a company that's already a monument, meaning that company starts off at the foundational start. When a company starts, it's just a thought. Somebody, they worked it up on paper, they put it together, and all of a sudden they start to launch this company. That's in the infancy stages. I mean, meaning it's a baby. So you're holding it, you're cradling it. It's a base at a baby stage. And the next stage of the life cycle of that business is that business starts to crawl. You know what I mean? Just like an infant. And I'm trying to just put it in layman's terms
Right.
so everybody can really understand what we're talking about. So that baby starts to crawl. Next thing you know, the baby is stumbling. The next thing you know, the baby is running, walking, talking. That's your business. So the foundational stage, you're going to have a lot of issues early on with that company. They might have some shipping issues. They might have some issues that, you know what, I've been with some companies and wish I had stuck it out because I was in there so early. Matter of fact, too early. Didn't realize if I just stayed another year, we would have had a major breakthrough with that company. So the thing is understanding the stages that a company go through. Like, some companies, they start off their first couple of years, the foundation, then they're at the next growth level they're at, and you got to look at that and understand what it is. So typically, the numbers start to grow in the company. I'll ask, how many active reps do you have in the company? And they'll say, "Well, we got 1,000 active reps, or we got 2,000 or 10,000." If there's too many reps in that company, I'm not going to join the company because there's something called a phase where you're competing with so many other people. Would you rather be early or would you rather come late? I mean, think about it. The early bird catches the worm, and that is so true. And the concentration step of a company is very important as well. So you got to go through those levels, concentration. When it starts to really concentrate and hit the market, then all of a sudden you go through what is called productivity in a company. So you start hitting activity, productivity, then that leads to momentum. And momentum, what happens is it starts to grow and take a life cycle of its own. And that's when people make all kinds of money in these companies. Some people are going to get involved and they're not going to necessarily have a skill set. They just said yes because their timing was early and their
Right.
timing is right. They're going to make millions of dollars. And you
Wow.
don't have to do it.
Well, and I like what you said about leaving too early.
Mm,
When you for a company, when you, because the reality is, I think I shared with you when we talked before that I'm a serial network marketing starter, but I have seen where I've started too late, right? And I've
mm.
seen where I've started and just didn't hang in there. And I think those are key important factors in any business, right? In any business that you start, any company that you start, anything that you're looking to grow, you do have to have some level of patience and you do have to have some level of wisdom. I'm glad you pointed out those two things because that's super important to anyone. If you're starting a new business in a market and the market is already saturated, I mean, they got 5,000 people on your street that's selling it, then you might need to look into something different. But if you do get in and it's early and you're not seeing early traction, don't bail out because it's just a matter of time. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. You got to be patient and you got to what we would call plan, do, and review. You go back and I do it sometimes every 60 days to every 90 days. I go back and look at what has happened over the past 60 days. What has my business done? Have I done everything that I should do to work my business? And am I giving it everything that I should give it? Am I being consistent? Most people aren't being consistent in their business. What happens is they take 2 months off, and all of a sudden they come back and they want to lob the bomb in the fourth quarter, thinking they're going to catch up. They down 21. It don't work that way. You got to consistently work your business. I heard Mike Tyson said this. Mike Tyson says consistency will beat motivation every day. I don't care how motivated you are, but how consistent you are really pays the program to move it forward.
Yeah, it's kind of like that tortoise and the hare thing. I mean, it's, he was just consistently moving forward. Might not have looked like he was going fast, but just that consistent movement will get you to that same finish line as someone who's speeding by you, because a lot of times those people burn out because they're going so fast. I mean, do you see that?
Yeah, I've seen it over the years. I've been in the industry 20 plus years as well, and I've seen people come in and they have some quick success. In the moment they digress, what happens is they go into management mode and they start managing a team instead of staying in phase one. And I've seen it where people are so excited. And, I'll say this, you know, never get when you have some good things happening. It's okay to be excited. It's okay to celebrate, but I celebrate for 2 minutes and I'm back to work. That's great accomplishment. Boom is great. Let's get back to work. I think it was Emmitt Smith won the Super Bowl, and he was back in the gym the next day, and he was lifting weights and working out. And they was interviewing him, and he says, "Well, they said, well, now you won the Super Bowl. What are you gonna do next?" I'm staying in the gym. And he says, "Well, I gotta get ready for next year. You know what I mean? So I gotta get ready for the next Super Bowl. I gotta get ready so that I don't have to worry about getting ready. If that makes sense, be ready so you don't have to get ready. So you have to stay at a medium where." When the good things happen, you don't get overly excited because when the bad things come along, you're going to go through some valleys and peaks in your business in life, period. And what happens is you don't get too low where it takes you out. You never get too low where it takes you out. You stay even keel, or even plane. And it's okay to be excited. And we celebrate our excitement as well. We praise progress all day long. I'm gonna cheer you. I'm gonna cheer you more than anybody else. But also after I cheer you for about 5 minutes, I'm going back to work. Phase
Absolutely.
one.
Absolutely. That's I've heard that before. You do have to celebrate your wins, because if you don't celebrate your wins, then you don't continue to give yourself the energy and the vibration to keep moving forward. But then once you celebrate your win, celebrate and move forward. And I love that. So let me ask you a couple of, we said we was gonna go behind the scenes, right? Right.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
So you also mentioned leadership, right? Leadership in whatever company that you're looking into. How and you said you look at that and you see, if you're someone brand new, right? Don't know, you know nothing about network marketing. How do you vet out leadership at that point? Like, what do you do to
Well, you
get
need a mentor. You need a mentor, and I say this a lot. You need at least two mentors you're going to need. Okay, it's good to have one inside of your company, and you need one outside of your company, because a lot of times the mentorship inside of your company, they have something to lose. Okay, and a lot of times they're not going to be honest with you. I remember I was in a company, and I had a young lady that was on the team. She came to me and she asked me a question, and I'm pretty sure she thought I was going to give her some mumbo jumbo,
right?
but I gave it to her. I gave her the truth. And she said, "Do you think I can make it in this company?" I said, "No." She goes, "Whoa, I didn't expect you to say that." And I went on to tell her why. I said, "I'm going to explain to you why." And I was being honest with her. I'm no longer with that company anymore. I left, and I told her the reason why I was leaving. But I was being honest with her, and had I not, you know, if I wasn't leaving, I still would have told her the truth. But you got to be honest with people, even if it's going to cost you. And that's the biggest thing with leadership. And I think people need that mentorship. So you need somebody outside of the company who's going to be honest with you and open, and they really care about your success, whether or not you're in their company or not.
Absolutely. So I know a part of what I said as far as the topic was concerned is that, network marketing, typically for a person who is a worker, a normal 9 to 5 worker, but they want to dip their hands into, or get their feet wet by trying to locate an additional stream of income. And so typically they will try network marketing, right? Um,
Mhm.
Now you said a mentor. So would you recommend that a person who's looking to step out of a 9 to 5 and diversify their income, would you recommend that they actually speak to a mentor outside before they even think network marketing, before they even think entrepreneurship? Like, what's your take on that?
Well, I would say, get information. You could Google some stuff. You can talk to people, talk to different people, get some ideas. Go out there and do your research. And the biggest thing, if you're serious about it, do it. And I've seen leaders in this industry do stuff to people, and not only intimidate, but just play psychological games with them. And you're messing with someone's life, and you want to be real open and honest with people, as we say, hot, honest, open, and transparent. And I've seen people tell folks to quit their jobs. I would never tell anybody quit their jobs. I would never say that, because why would you want them to quit their job? And they play the game and say, well, you're not going to make it until you get rid of that full-time job and really devote all your time to this. There is no guarantees at all in anything that you do. And once that person has listened to you, things don't go right, they get kicked out of their home, apartment, lose their cars or whatever, they're looking at you, and that's very serious. So one of my mentors from afar was Jim Rohn. And Jim Rohn said he was working his business part time while he was working his full time job. And he would always, that was his story. His story was, well, I got this part time thing that I'm working on, and while I'm working my full time job. And what happened with him over the years, he started getting success. He got so much success that he had to quit his job. He couldn't go to work no more because he was losing money going to work. So he ended up leaving his job because he had to. So, but he didn't like it, because he says, I no longer had that story, working on my part-time thing, working my full-time gig. So, you walk people into this thing. It's a learning process that you have to put time and effort into to learn. And the biggest thing you're going to have to do is personal development. Find out what it is that you need to learn, and learn all you can. I know Mark Yarnell, he's been deceased for a while, but my first year in network marketing, I would suggest that read that book, read it a couple times, study it, read it, study, and you'll learn a little more about network marketing as well. So you're dealing with different types of people. You want to make sure that you vet these companies, you vet the people that you're in business with, because you want to be in business with people that you know, like, and trust.
So let's talk about the perfect network marketer, if there is such a thing, right? What would you say, just from your experience, are maybe the top three personality trait? Well, not personality traits, but the top three tools that an individual should have naturally or acquire in their toolbox before they step into an industry like that?
Well, the biggest thing I would say that you're going to need in that tool chest, I call it my war chest, is belief in self, belief in confidence. That's the first thing you're going to need. I mean, and you're not sure you join a company. I know my mentor said, hey, if you don't have any belief, in my mind until you get some. So the biggest thing is belief and confidence, that you go in with the attitude that, you know what, we're going to win, and we're going to win big. That's the attitude that you got to have. Attitude is everything. It gives you your latitude, and your longitude is your attitude. So that's the equation that I like to talk about mathematically. But you're going to need to, toughen up. People are going to lie to you. People are going to tell you some stuff they're not going to do. I remember I was in a coffee company. All of a sudden, people stopped drinking coffee. I knew they were coffee drinkers. So, you got to really get tough. You got to do some personal development. You got to stick and stay. And if you can get through that, it's just like football practice. I remember when I played football. I said this. I said, if you can do the 2-a-days, you can make the team. Most people quit. They couldn't make the 2-a-days. Two
Right.
practices a day. It was hot out there, especially in August. You guys know that. So if you can get those 2-a-days in, you make the football team. And the biggest thing in network marketing, if you can accept rejection and you hear more no's than anyone else, you will make it. Because it's not failing, it's failing forward. And I heard Denzel say that, Denzel Washington. I heard him say that you want to fail forward. And I think Watson of IBM said this as well. How do you get success? You go out, you just fail more than anyone else. And that's the key. Just like Michael Jordan. You remember that buzzer beater that he hit, but what about the shots that he didn't hit? Nobody remembers that.
Absolutely. And I learned, I was a basketball fan. I still am, but I'm not into the game like I used to be. But it's amazing, between Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and my all
Uh,
time favorite, LeBron James. Shout out.
okay.
Um, the effort and the practice, and let me throw in Steph Curry too, because I've heard his story. The effort and the practice that they put in when no one's there, when no one's cheering, when no one, that is what makes them look effortless in the game. And so yeah, I absolutely concur with that. Now our time is almost up. Oh my gosh,
Wow,
this
wow.
went so super fast. Let's see, what do we have here? We have about 2 minutes. Is that 2 minutes? Oh my gosh. I take my glasses off because this glare. But what could you say to the person who is considering diversifying their income and they're looking at network marketing in 1 minute or less, your elevator pitch, not for your company, but for the team itself, team network marketing? What would you say to that individual?
Always say a person's name. Hey, John, listen, I got something I want to share with you. I believe that it's the next big thing, and it can literally change your life. Would that be something that you're interested in getting more information on? And you shut up, and you sit back, and you let that person talk. First one speak, first one lose, and that's it. And it's different pitches that you can use, but that's a quick pitch. But always pay a compliment as well. Hey, you look sharp, but let me run something by you real quick. Quick question. You hit them like that, and you hit them, and you figure it out. If you can't share the wrong thing with the right person and the right person with the wrong thing, you can't. So it's just seek, and you'll find what you're looking for. And remember, guys, what you're looking for is looking for you. The universe is built in its creation to match things up with each thing. So what you're looking for really is truly looking for you. So make sure that you keep positive things in your head and you look for what is good, and it will find you.
Wow. Well, thank you so much. Thank you first
I think you froze up there. But anywho, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We got to do this again. Can you hear me? I think we're losing you here. Okay. We're right up against the time here. And D, I think your computer froze here. It's called technology, ladies and gentlemen.